What up, people? What up, people? What up, people? It's your boy VANSILK. I think this might be what's cracking part 3. I think it might be part 3. Now I'm going to change the number. Got my grandson. They're out of school today. I don't know why, but Tone Capone is my cameraman. And tomorrow, Sharock's birthday. So I like to say happy birthday to our queen, first MC of the modern day era of hip hop. Make sure I cut this headphone off, man, because the wind be going in there. Somebody asked me what these bands are. This band here, my granddaughters, they be needing something to get their hair twisted. That's what this one is. This band right here, I think my daughter took my grandson to the hospital. And I think she took my grandson to the hospital. And this belongs to my granddaughter. They always dropping something on the floor at T-Mobile. That's what it is. Today I got the Vince Carter on the New Jersey Nets, so Rick Million, you'll like that. Oh, okay. Like I said again, our hip-hop culture is very rich. Very, very rich. And I like doing projects. One project is the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 reunion. We got a team of people working on making that happen for next year. And then there's another project I've been working on for years, which is called When It Was Hip Hop. And it's about 1970 to 83. What occurred in those years? Who were the players? Who were the DJs? Who were the female DJs? Who were the promoters? Who were the B-boys? We got to break it down with mobile DJs, to the club DJs, to the B-boys, the B-girls. We got to break it down to the Emcees. So in that 13-year span, that's what I'm going to do. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be real tight. Guess what? That's your problem. Because we're going to tell the truth. And for those who don't want to speak, we don't need you. I already got the information, I got the data, I got the flyers, and I talk to a lot of people, and that's why we created the Hip Hop True Storians, where I have people like Melly Mel and Cool Kyle and Sharock and Raheem and DST and Ralph McDaniels and Jalil and, you know, Robert and Reggie Brown from the Disco Twins, Tony Moore from Cypher Sounds. You know, I even spoke to DJ Gatsby from Spring Valley, New York. They used to do parties up there in 78 and 79. Bring everybody up there. Rest in peace to the Terrorizing 3, DJ Tobo, the original Dapper Dan with Spring Valley, New York. They did all the parties up there in Nyack and all that. But today is the day of all the females that I could gather so far. All the females that contributed from a DJ standpoint, whether you was a hip-hop DJ or whether you was a DJ. Because these same women got to get the same credibility as a Reggie Wells or Pete DJ Jones or Eddie Cheeba or Grandmaster Flowers, who may not have moved forward, but I got the flyers proving they participated. So what I'm going to do today, because my memory is not that great when it comes to just trying to mention all these females. I'm going to break it down to you. And then later on today, I'm going to hashtag all these females. And if I mention some of your females, please get in touch with me, because it's very important to know what you did in 78. In 77, I was 20. A lot of the MCs were 15, 16. Red Alert was 21. Hollywood was 26. So we got 3 generations. Pete DJ Jones was already 60-something years old. It is a lot. It's a whole lot. So right here, let me pull this $1 million notebook out. This notebook right here, a lot of information. I got just notebooks of this data. We're going to start off. Roll call. Females. Sharock, down with the Funky Four. Queen Lisa Lee, down with Cosmic Force, part of Zulu Nation. They made a record on Windley Records. I'm going to shout out the Mercedes ladies. Came out in 78. But there was 3 versions. The original Mercedes ladies, the second version, and the version that did the group with Sheri, Sher, and her sisters with Donald D, Donald's Groove. So here's a roll call shout out to Sheri, Sher, Tracy T, who left the group, R.D. Smiley, Lil Bit, Everdet, Zena Zine, Baby D, and DJ Spank, a.k.a. Flame. Now, let's cut this real short, because between that time and that time, when the Mercedes this band, Inner City Disco up in the Bronx around 1981, in the original 5 MCs. You had Lady Sweet, the Spank, High C, Little T, and Queen, or Quen. However you pronounce it. No disrespect. Look how many females I already named already. We haven't even touched nothing yet. Then you have females like Pebbly Pool with Master Dawn. And listen, we going to 70 to 83. Okay? You had Missy D and the Melody Makers that made a record in 1980. You had Debbie D that was down with Patty Duke and the Jazzy 5 in 1980. Got the flyers. If there's flyers before that, give them to me. And I'm talking about the Debbie D that was down with Sharock in 83, 84 with Lisa Lee and Us Girls. Okay? But I'm just trying to let everybody know that this is where these girls was. You had MC Kimber out in 78 with DST up in the Bronx. They was running over to doing a lot of things up in the Bronx, New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, Collins Brothers, all that. Little Lee, God bless her soul, she's very connected to Melly Mel. She was down in 79 with cool DJ AJ. So I'm giving you a history lesson, but it's going to take your 5 to 8 years to catch all this information up. Little Lee was down with AJ, Sonny G, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They was called the Serious 4 MCs, got the flyers. Little Sharock, Big Sharock approved Little Sharock. You had Wanda D, who came on the scene around 1980, 81. She was a female DJ. You got DJ Lady Love from the Bronx, born, went out to Queens, was down with Woody Wood, DJ Smalls, and a whole disco twin. Props to DJ Lady Love. We got up in the Bronx with Disco Wiz and Grandmaster Kaz in 78. Another female DJ people don't talk about, Pam Bada. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. You don't do your research, and I call a lot of these hip-hop people and people that's never been talked about the hip-hop POWs. It's like if you ever seen Rambo and he went to go and rescue those people and the helicopter was just right there and they just left him. And that's what a lot of y'all done to a lot of these people who contributed some way or another to this culture. Lady B from Philly was a radio personality. She made her record to the Beach Hall. Great. Thank you, Lady B. Paradise, Freaking Frack. These are some of the sisters. Sweet and Sour. Then you had Sequence. Cheryl, Angie, and Quen. From Columbia, South Carolina. First female group to get gold record. First female group to sing on wax and rap. That's another contribution to the culture. Harlem World Crew. The Son of Sam, Charlie Rock. God bless his soul, DJ Randy. I know Miss Cooter because we grew up together in John Allen Project and DJ Dow C. There was a young lady named Lisa that was down with the L sisters. They was trying to put her down with the Mercedes ladies. Y'all listen. But Lisa went and was Lady Smiley with the Harlem World Crew. 1981 recording on Taste the Records. God bless his soul, Jack that owned Harlem World. They're still on 125th Street. And see, we got to decipher who were rappers who made records and who were the MCs to the culture. When you come to the rappers, and we're going to break all that down, you still have Paul Winley that had his daughters, Paulette, Sweet Tea, Tanya Winley, and Ann Winley. They made records, 79, 80. What I'm trying to say, we can't discount them, because I'm talking to them and just let them know, okay, you wasn't on flyers, but you made a record. You made a record during the same time Flash and them made records, and the Funky Four. So this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. When you want to talk about the culture of hip-hop, when you want to talk about anything that happened in that 13-year period, there's a lot of unsung heroes. But I'm giving you all the females that I got my hands on so far to let you know that we cannot leave these ladies out. Now, let's go to Long Island. Back in 1979, there was some female DJs. Let me give you the names. Brown Sugar, Bunny B, Niecy J, Nasty T, and I don't know if this is the same Lady Love. I called Lady Love this morning, but I'm going to let you know. That was going down in Long Island. Disco King Mario had 2 females down with him, 79. Sweet Anna Ann and Silly Millie. I want to know what these sisters are. They're on a few flyers. They play Bronx Skating Ring. They was out co-signed by a legitimate person. Disco King Mario, rest Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. Because this is real fucked up when everybody want to walk around and just act like one person did it. No, it was a collective out of different places. Now, whether it was hip-hop or whether you was just playing music and you was cultivating to the culture of the styles and what was going on, they got flyers. You ain't got no flyer, at least have a flyer. Hold on, let me just go back over here right now. In Queens, you had Sassy Ladies, Sweet Duo, Sweet D and Bambi. More sisters. They on some of the flyers that y'all are on. Brooklyn, the original Miss Spinderella. Not Spinderella from Salt and Pepper from the Bronx, not the second Spinderella. Miss Spinderella in 78 was DJing. She from Brooklyn. She was on a riverboat. She did shows with the Funky Four. Whether she cut or scratched, she's part of the collective of what we doing, or what we was doing. Then you had DJ Desire from Red Hook, Brooklyn, down with Disco Enforcers and Leslie G and them, and DJ Iniquity and all of them. Come on. This is me 8. If you wasn't moving around, sit back and learn. Also, Lady Double G, and there was a female MC out in Brooklyn named Chilly C. See, now whether Chilly C made a record, now there's a lot of records that came out in 79, 80, independent. Now, I have to go back and look if there's a record with Chilly C. Because I was talking to Cutmaster DC the other day. He said, yo, Van, I did a record under the name Hakeem and Bacardi in 79. Before I became Cutmaster DC, who was down with Flowers for 2 years. What I'm trying to explain to y'all, take your head out your ass and understand that we must give props. We must understand that all these old documentaries, if you don't have the knowledge about this culture and about people, this is my job. Because trust me, I got nothing to lose. And if you want to start hating, hey, listen, you'll be all right in 6 days. Trust me. Because at the end of the day, when I break all this down, and I'm going to show you the proof of how it's being broken down, then you'll understand how big and how rich our culture really is. Now, Little D, down with the Fabulous Five from the Bronx. I got to talk to Donald D, Mr. Freeze, see if that was a girl. I think it was a girl, they told me. Then you have Bunny G and Tanya T. More sisters. Let me flip the page. 1979, Xanadu and Sweet Lady did a recording called Rapper's Delight. They did the whole song over. They covered the song. Didn't even take nobody's name out. Nobody's name. That's the first time I ever heard a rap record even using Wanda Michael's name. That's a cover. Lady D, 1979. I got to find her. But here's something very interesting that I found. 1978. Parkside Towers in Brooklyn. The first DJ MC Spinners Awards. I'm going to name all these females from Brooklyn in 78. So that means if they did this in 78, these chicks had to be playing music in 77 and 76. Now, the same way that Breakout and Baron was playing music and then it became a DJ for a hip-hop crew, we all played music. A lot of DJs were playing music, and then you became something as everything started to cultivate. Now, I'm going to start this list off. Miss Spinderella from Brooklyn was on this show in 1978. Got the flyer. MC Bubbles, MC Cookie, Great Lady B, MC Sharon, Super C Jenny, okay? Baby Bev, Sugar K, Crystal, Paula, Shelly, Jazzy G. These are all females that's on a flyer in Brooklyn in 78. Now, what some of these girls cut? I don't know. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. You would have had to been there to know. Hey, girl named Kim, Mackie Flash, DJ Shaw, Sweet Ebony, Paula, and Sweet Lady C. Now, only reason why I'm going to say this show is really legitimate, because the DJ sound system was Frankie D. If you don't know who Frankie D is from Brooklyn, then you need to go and do some more research about this culture. At the end of the day, I done named off all these sisters. It got to be well over 80. I talked to DJ Lady Wells, she said, Van, I didn't start DJing to the early 90s. She down with Reggie Wells. Thank you, DJ Lady Wells, for keeping it real. You got the original Spinderella, who I've been around with. for 11 years. I know she was around, but at the end of the day, the female played a big role. There's a lot of male DJs, Smokey and the Smokatron, Rockin' Rob. I mean, it's just so many people that was part of this culture, man, from the DJ aspect to the MC aspect. And if we don't want to acknowledge them, then we're doing everybody a disservice. Grandson gave me hand signal because it was going a little fuzzy. But I'm not sitting up here to say, oh, this and that. At the end of the day, a lot of y'all were too young to move around. Ronnie C was born in Harlem Hospital, but first 13 years in Red Hook. DJ Plummer, born in the Bronx, but moved to Brooklyn. Little Kim is born in the Bronx, but she claimed Brooklyn. Kid from Kin to Play was born in the Bronx, went to school, but everybody thinks he's from Queens. Grandmaster Flash came from Barbados, stayed here for a year, went to Poughkeepsie for 5 years, came back when he was a teenager to go to Gompers. Like, let's get this right, yo. Mean Gene was out here doing things, DJing, the L brothers to the L sisters to his brother, Cordio, you know, fantastic. You know, DJ kept, yo, it is so much. I was talking to Robert Brown from the Disco Twins, telling me about his MC that was rapping like Hollywood, Corey D. It's like, come on. We got to respect everybody's ground. From King Charles to what Cool Cow was living in Long Island, and Fred Lockhart started that record label in Brooklyn. Back in 70, well, he started the label, but the whole point is, if you don't know, you'll never know. Divine Sound, rest in peace, Music Mike. We got to understand, the females played a big role. The female was always disacknowledged. Thank you, Sharock, for helping me with a lot of this information. Yo, Van, what about this girl? What about that girl? I talked to Mark Skills. Yo, did you see this? Or I talked to my man Jay Quen. What you know about that? Or I talked to Raheem. Yo, don't forget Kimber. I talked to DMC. Yo, what about this? Disco girl. Yo, record or no record, flyers count. That was your birth certificate. The flyers was your driver's license. The flyer was your authentic part of your life to say I was part of this. The Ray Chandlers, the Mike and Daves, the AJ, the Arthur Armstrong, Tiny Woods, the Nubian Productions with Amit Henderson as part of the Zulu Nation. Even myself, the promoters, we knew who was hot. We put you on. You had Ronnie Green in the Machuck Center, Baywan and Johnny War, and the East Side Star Child. They were doing the Batman and Robin, Billy Bill Warren, and Curtis Blow running there from Harlem. That's Curtis Blow's legacy, is Harlem. That's where his footprint starts from. John Lil will tell you where his footprint starts from. So at the end of the day, just don't think just a few names y'all mentioned is all it is. I gave you the lowdown of all these females. You need to go back and listen to it again, because it's all in this book. This is the $1 Million book. I got it all here. It's all broken down, everything. I got books of everything breaking down. I got the Cold Crush broke down. I got the L Brothers broken down. I got everybody broke down. And I got flyers to match the breakdown. You got Grandmaster Cash, Disco Wiz, DJ Mighty Mike, and Pambada up in the Bronx. What about the Hispanics that was DJing and part of this? So we got to think. The real hip-hop story, when it was hip-hop, is what I'm going to do. I ain't sidestepping. I ain't half-stepping. I ain't kissing nobody's ass. I'm not going to let you slide on no shit. I don't care who you are. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to keep it real. This is your brother VANSILK, and I'm out. I will add names later, because there's going to be a lot of names I'm going to hashtag. And for those who pass this on to your friends, if you know where some of these people are, inbox me. That's how real I'm going to keep it. I love everybody, yo. I love everybody. And my man Charlie Rock, get well. Please, we don't need no more brothers leaving us, man. Jules is gone, and we just can't continue this cycle. So my man Charlie Rock, Anthony Horne, get well, brother. And remember, everybody, tomorrow is Sharock's birthday. She gonna be, because tomorrow's her birthday. I love y'all all. This is our hip hop. Let's make this right. Peace out, y'all. Peace.